You open your eyes on a deserted beach. No supplies, no plan, just the realization that you have to survive. Welcome to Wilderness. In this adventurous survival game, you take on the role of a castaway, stranded on a hostile island, searching for water, food and a path to safety. No magical powers, no allies, just you, nature and a handful of other survivors who share the same goal, reaching the fishing village on the other side of the island. No matter what it takes. In this preview, I'll walk you through my first impressions of the game. What's the theme? How does it play? What makes it stand out? And most importantly, who is this adventure for? Keep in mind that this version of Wilderness is still in development. The final edition may include changes. But one thing is clear, the foundation is solid and this game could be a hidden gem for fans of strategy, tension and thematic gameplay.
Roll it, shake it, ooh yeah! Board games!
Picture this. A massive storm smashes your ship to pieces. You wash up on a mysterious island. No food, no water, just that sinking feeling that danger is hiding behind every tree, every hill, every swamp. And the only safe village? It's all the way on the other side of the island. That's Wilderness, an adventure board game where survival is anything but guaranteed. From the very first moment, you feel it. Every step is a struggle. You're not just a pawn on a board. You're thirsty, hungry, and completely exhausted. Every decision matters. Looking for food? That will cost you precious energy. Want to drink water? You better hope you're near a river. And all the while, wild animals like snakes, wolves and bears are out there waiting. And they won't hesitate to attack if you get too close. The survival theme is everywhere in this game. Each player has their own board to track thirst, hunger and exhaustion. And every round things get worse. If you're not careful, you'll literally collapse from fatigue. Even the terrain, forests, swamps, mountains, deserts, changes how tough your journey is. Every area demands something different from you. And then there are sickness cards from swamps. The random compass if you get lost, and the day and night cycle that limits your actions. It all makes the experience feel incredibly immersive. Wilderness feels like a board game version of Survivor, just without the cameras. It's tough, sometimes brutal, but that's what makes it so gripping. You get invested, you curse, and if you make it all the way to the end, that victory tastes so much sweeter.
Roll it, shake it, ooh yeah!
When you set up Wilderness, it doesn't feel like laying out a board game. It feels like building an island. You place 5 big landscape tiles that form a path from shore to shore, starting at the wreck of your ship and ending at the fishing village you've only heard about. Each tile is double-sided and placed at random, so you never know what's coming next. Swamps, deserts, forests, mountains, the island is as unpredictable as it is unforgiving. The artwork is simple but effective. Natural tones and earthy colors keep the board clear and easy to read, even with all the different terrain types. Every region stands out, and little details like rivers and ridges aren't just decoration. They actually change how you move. What looks like scenery at first quickly becomes a matter of survival. Each character has a miniature, not overly detailed but clear enough, and so do the wild animals, which makes them feel like real threats when they show up. The game also comes with decks of cards for sickness, events, day cycles and shipwreck items. They're compact and practical and they really help drive that survival theme. This isn't a flashy, overproduced game, but the design choices make the setting feel tense and believable.
Roll it, shake it, ooh yeah! Board games!
The game includes the following: landscape tiles, start goal tiles, a compass, character boards, character miniatures, animal miniatures, cubes, markers, special dice, day cards, sickness cards, events cards, shipwreck cards, and player aid cards.
Roll it, shake it, ooh yeah.
First, pick 5 landscape tiles at random. Don't look at the front. Put the rest back in the box face down. Then lay your 5 tiles out on the table to build a map. Place the start tile on one end and the goal tile on the other. And don't forget to put the compass next to the board. Next, each player picks a character board and take the matching miniature. Put your miniature on the starting area of the map. Then place your cubes on the starting space of each track: thirst, hunger and exhaustion. Shuffle the shipwreck cards and give 2 to each player. Everyone picks 1 to keep and places it next to the character board, then discards the other. These cards give you special effects that can really help you on your journey. Now, shuffle the sickness cards and the event cards and place both decks next to the board with room for a discard pile. Then shuffle the day cards and flip the first one face up. Put a cube on the first space to mark the start of the day. Read the effect out loud and draw any event cards it tells you to. Next, place the remaining game components within reach around the game board. Flip over the first landscape tile to reveal it. The starting player is the person who survived the longest. In other words, the oldest player. That stays the same for the whole game. And you're ready to begin your adventure.
Roll it, shake it, ooh yeah.
So, how do you actually play Wilderness? Here's the quick version. The goal is simple. Survive and make it to the fishing village on the other side of the island. Sounds easy, right? Well, it's not. Along the way, you'll fight hunger, thirst, exhaustion, sickness and, of course, wild animals. Each player has a personal board that tracks 3 things: thirst, hunger and exhaustion. At the start of every turn, you check your exhaustion level to see how much energy you get. That energy is your lifeline. It's what you spend to do actions. What actions can you take? You can move across the island, search for food, drink water, rest, or even sleep to recover. Moving costs energy, and the cost depends on the terrain. Forest, not too bad. Mountains, brutal. And if you cross a river or a ridge, that's extra energy. Searching for food is risky. You roll a special die. Sometimes you find a little, sometimes a lot, and sometimes nothing. Drinking water, on the other hand, is free, but only if you're next to a river or a lake. You also have event cards and shipwreck cards. These give you special actions or let you mess with other players. Play them wisely. They can save your life or ruin someone else's plan. At the end of your turn, your thirst and hunger go up, and so does your exhaustion. Ignore those and you'll literally collapse and die. Oh, and watch out for swamps. They make you sick. And if you ever get lost, you spin a compass and see where fate takes you. The game runs over a series of days and nights. Daytime, you can do more. At night, things get dangerous. You can't search for food and moving comes with risks. Wild animals also roam the island, and if you get too close, they will attack. You win by being the first to reach the village, or by being the last survivor standing. That's Wilderness in a nutshell. Every step matters. Every decision could be your last. Can you survive the island?
Roll it, shake it, ooh yeah.
So let's talk about what really makes Wilderness tick, the gameplay experience. At first glance, it feels like a race against nature, but don't be fooled, it's also a race against each other. Sure, the island is brutal, but sometimes the other players are even worse. What stands out immediately is how important strategy is. You've got to plan your energy carefully. How far do you move? Do you search for food now or try to cross that river? Do you take time to drink water or risk dehydration to get ahead? Every action has a cost, and if you push your luck too far, you're out. But Wilderness isn't chess. There's a lot of luck in this game, and honestly, that fits the theme. You don't know what's on the next tile. You roll dice for food, you draw random sickness cards if you wade through a swamp, and if you get lost, the compass decides where you go. Sometimes fortune's on your side, sometimes it isn't. And that unpredictability, that's what keeps every game exciting. There is player interaction too, but it's mostly indirect. You can sabotage others with event cards, maybe drop a bear in their path or ruin their plans at just the wrong moment. And there is this constant psychological pressure. Do you pass someone in a dangerous zone, knowing they might come for revenge later? Bluffing doesn't really play a big part here, but timing is everything. Waiting until someone just ate before you hit them with a nasty card, that's ruthless and effective. Replayability, it's solid. The island layout changes every time, day and event cards mix things up, and different characters add variety. No two games play out the same way. And are you engaged when it's not your turn? Absolutely. Every move your opponent makes can change your chance. And if you die early, you can even come back in with a new character as long as the map isn't fully explored. That's a smart touch to keep everyone in the game. So what is Wilderness really? It's not a pure survival sim, and it's not just a game of luck. It sits perfectly in the middle. Enough strategy for planners, enough chaos to keep you on your edge, and enough tension to make you want to play again and again. Who is this game for? It's for players who love adventure and aren't afraid of a challenge. If you like games where resources are tight, every decision matters, and the story changes with every turn, you're going to love this. If you hate randomness or want full control over the game, this probably isn't for you. Wilderness works best with 3 or 4 players. 2 players make it more of a straight up race. Still fun, but less interactive. With 5 or 6, it gets wild. Expect chaos and a little more downtime between turns. It's not really a family game for young kids. The theme and rules might be a bit much. But if you are into survival games, tense strategy and stories full of twists and turns, this is one to watch. And finally, my conclusion. Wilderness stands out from other survival games. The theme isn't just painted on, it's baked into every decision. You feel the pressure build as your character gets weaker. Your supplies dwindle, and the island keeps throwing obstacles in your way. Add in the other players who are just as desperate as you, and things get intense fast. Even in this preview version, the foundation feels strong. The mechanics are well thought out. The pacing feels right, and even though the core system is simple, the situations that emerge are tense and over brutal. The variable setup, event cards and unique characters make every playthrough different. And the fact that players can jump back in after dying? Brilliant. Of course, this is a preview. Things could change before the final release. But honestly, what's here already feels polished. Wilderness is smooth, engaging and really sparks your imagination. If the full version builds on this, it could be something special. So, if you love thematic games, survival with a strategic twist and making tough decisions every turn, this is a game worth keeping on your radar. You can already sign up for the Kickstarter and be one of the first to experience Wilderness when it launches.
Roll it, shake it,